Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Thank you so much for joining my channel, The Bolane Babe. Bolane means finds wealth at home, and that's exactly what we're about here on this channel. Finding our wealth at home by budgeting and saving via our cash envelope systems. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rita, and if you're returning, let's jump right into this video. All right, guys, so I am here to do a quick weekly check-in. Now, this is kind of my first official weekly check-in with you guys that I'm doing in real time, on time. I haven't really done this before, but basically I'm just going to be updating you guys on what I've spent. So I'll be putting down some expense stickers, and then any purchase that I made on credit versus cash, we will be unstuffing. So this might go quick some weeks, this might take a while some weeks. I guess it really all just depends on how much I spent and the method that I used, whether it was cash, or whether it was credit. Because if it's cash, all I really have to do is put down a sticker. And if it's credit, then of course we have to unstuff that money so we can get it back on our card. So I already have my stickers written out here. So what we're gonna do is just jump right into our monthly spread here for August. Let me make sure you guys can actually see. So I did have a few no spend days. And before I get into that, actually, let me just express that we are covering expenses that occurred from the 28th all the way to the 4th. Now, this is technically 8 days, but this is my week that I'm doing is Saturday to Saturday, because that's typically when I start spending my money from my new paychecks. And yeah, that's just how I want to do it. All right, so Saturday to Saturday, the 28th through the 4th, we did have a few no spend days. I still don't have any no spend stickers. I have to order some, but we did not spend on the 28th. We didn't spend on the 29th. We did not spend on the 30th, and our first expense was here on the 31st, although the 31st is a little packed already because we paid some bills. But on the 31st, we went to Target and we spent $9 from our miscellaneous fund. And I'm just gonna put it right here at the top and cover up the date. But that was for just some knickknacks from Target Dollar Spot. I always get caught up in Target Dollar Spot, guys. They just have the cutest things. On the 1st, we did no spend. And then on the 2nd, we actually had a few expenses. So our first was gas. And we came in at $50.25 this week for our gas expense. After we grabbed gas, then we went ahead and went to get some groceries. Now, we have not been to Aldi in a while, but we went to Aldi for the first time in a little bit, and we spent $95. And of that $95, some of it was some household supplies, but I actually broke that down in my transaction log, so you'll see that in just a second. And then we also on the 2nd, was it the 2nd? Yes, it was the 2nd. On the 2nd, we also did some family fun. We had some ice cream. And so that was on Thursday, and that's because my husband flew out of town for a quick meeting, and me and my kids have just always made it a tradition that we grab like a snack or a treat when my husband goes away. And that's because I used to actually have a job where I traveled quite a bit. And every time I would go away, my husband would get the kids McDonald's as kind of like a treat, but I think it was really just because he couldn't cook. So now that he travels more for work than I do, we do the same tradition with the kids. All right, so on the 3rd, there was no spending again. And then on the 4th, which is our last day for expenses for this pay period, we had quite a few expenses. So the first one again is going to be a family fun expense. And this is because we got pizza. And this was for the family because Mama actually went out on Saturday. Sorry, the sticker just doesn't want to lay right. I went out on Saturday and I thought I was gonna have enough time to cook before I went out, and I didn't, so I just went ahead and got everybody pizza. And so we took that out of our family fun expense. And then we have my social outing expense, which me and my girlfriend, we went to a winery. And so I spent 25 bucks out of my social outing envelope. We had some cheese board and some wine. and that was my portion there. Then I did leave a tip, or a portion of a tip, and that was $12 in cash that I put up for that. And then when we went to pick up my car from the parking garage, that was another $12 expense there. So I'm just gonna lay that out here. Okay, so for the 28th through the 4th, those were our expenses. Primarily, they landed on the 31st and then also the 2nd and the 4th. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to flip over to my transaction log here. And you guys see I still have my little cheat sheet. It's not the best, but it works for now. And I have color coded my expenses. So as you can see, let's rip this off. So we have miscellaneous for purple, and we have 3 miscellaneous expenses. And then we also have our gas, we have our grocery, and then we have our house. Anything that is in pink, which I actually need to add it over here, but if it's in pink, then that is sinking fund expenses. So what I actually want to do, I forgot, I wanted to check off what's already been paid in cash, because that's important, because then I know I don't need to pull anything additional out. So from our miscellaneous expenses, we did pay that target $9 in cash. Our gas expense, we did that on credit, so we actually need to cash out $50.25. Aldi, so this was a grocery expense on PEBT. However, as I stated earlier, let's see, $9 of that on that same day was for household. So we need to cash out $9 from household. And let's see. So we technically paid we're just gonna check that off because we did pay the Aldi grocery. We paid our ice cream family fun in cash. We paid our pizza family fun in cash. Winery was paid in cash. Tip was paid in cash, and parking was paid in cash. So that's actually pretty good for me because, as you guys know, I typically swipe my credit card and then I pay myself back. But I was just trying to be a little bit more responsible, staying on budget by making sure that I used my cash. So it looks like all we need to do is cash out our gas expense, and then we need to cash out a few dollars from our household envelope. So let's go ahead and take care of that. Okay, so we need to get $9 out of household, and we only have $10 in here. So I don't know if I should even bother with a $1 bill, and I really don't think I'm going to. So we're just gonna go ahead and cash out $10 in total for household. And then if we go to gas, we need to cash out $50.25, which of course we're not gonna do that 25 cents. So we are gonna round down. Since we rounded up on our household, we'll just round down to $50 for gas. So we currently have 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, $85 in here. So we're gonna take out 50, 20, 40, and 50. And that leaves us with 20, 25, 30, and $35 in gas. I'll restuff that. Okay, all right. So in total, going back onto our card, we have 20, 40, 50, 55, and $60 that we are gonna put back onto our card this pay period, which I like this because instead of waiting until the end of the month to kind of like rack up a whole bunch of expenses and then put it back on my card, I can just make sure that those purchases get paid back off of my credit card immediately. That way there's no confusion, no forgetfulness, and it's just taken care of each week. Okay, so the only other thing that I want to do is I want to document what I did spend out of my cash envelopes and exactly how much is left. So starting with grocery, you guys know we are not documenting that, but we will write down how much we spent, which was $86 in groceries. Was that right? Yes, $86 in groceries. for this pay period. Household, we know we spent $9, but we rounded up to 10, so we're just gonna say $10, and that leaves us with nothing remaining. For pets, we have not spent anything yet, so no spending, remaining is 20. Miscellaneous, so we have, as you guys saw earlier, we did spend, let's see, where's my trusty calculator? We spent 24, 12 and 12, plus 9, we spent 33 bucks. So 45 minus 33, we should have $12 left in our miscellaneous spending. And that is exactly what we have. So 10, 11, and 12 is left in miscellaneous spending. And what was that, 33 that we spent? And that leaves us with 12. All right, and gas, we know that we took out $50 and that left us with 35. And bless someone, guys, we actually gave it away. I know it's been a while, it's been like 3 weeks, but we finally got to bless someone. And I was so happy to bless this specific gentleman because he wasn't actually asking for cash or anything. He was just asking for face masks. And my heart dropped because I know a few people personally who have contracted COVID recently. And like, just to think that like someone who's homeless, who doesn't have access to food and warmth and clothes, like he just had a sign that was like, help me stay healthy, donate extra face masks. And I almost broke down. I was like, oh my God. So I gave him, I keep a whole bunch of packs of face masks in my car. So I just took out a whole pack of face masks and I gave him the $3 that was in my Bless Me envelope, and he was so happy. So that made me so happy. So we spent that $3 and now there's nothing left in there. Coffee, we never had anything in there, so there was nothing to spend and we are still at 0. So those are my new numbers, and we have 1 more week to go before we restuff our envelopes. So we will see how we do with next week's check-in. Flipping back over here to our sinking funds, I do just want to document in red pen the sinking funds that we did take money out of. So this is where we put money in prior, and we took $42 out of family fun. So family fun, 42, and that should leave us with $8. I don't know why I did -8 here. I didn't mean to put that negative. Let's wipe that out. Okay, so that leaves us with $8 in our family fun envelope. Actually, let me just double check. I just want to make sure by counting the money that's in my sinking fund envelopes. Okay, so just to check really quickly, let's see. We have family fun, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you can never be too sure, so I just wanted to check. So we have $8 left in family fun. And then we also spent $25 out of social outing. That was a -25. And same envelope again, or same binder rather. That leaves us with 25. We had 50 in there. We spent 25, and that leaves us with 10, 20, 25. So perfect. I actually didn't expect to have money left over in here, but my girlfriend did end up treating for most of it, so that was really sweet of her. So again, that leaves us with $25 left over. So yeah. All right, so with that being said, guys, that was our check-in and our expenses. We have 1 more week left to document before we do our first paycheck of September cash stuffing. Definitely stay tuned for 1 more check-in video, and then of course our cash stuffing coming up next week. So I thank you guys so much for watching. We are going to get this money back into our bank right now, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.